Welcome to Cripple Baldy, a podcast for the rest of us.
Yes. Thank you for joining us. We would like to welcome you to sit down, have a drink, smoke a smoke, toke a toke. I'm talking about the marijuanas, in case you didn't get that.
That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
So today I had a guitar lesson with my guitar teacher.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I cried in my lesson.
Why?
Because I woke up and I just was in a horrible mood. I just felt horrible and I was driving there and I didn't want to go. And I haven't been practicing because I haven't been able to make myself do anything at all, let alone fucking practice an instrument that I'm not good at.
But you got those big ass fingers. They're all long and spindly.
I know. It's so funny whenever my guitar teacher, whenever he puts his hands next to mine, when he's showing me guitar things, I'm always like, damn, I got some big ass hands. Well, I would have been 6 foot if I wouldn't have been born with a disability. So I think that's why I have such huge hands, because they're the same size as my mom. For those of you who don't know, my mother is a very tall woman and I am a very short woman. So
How short are you?
I'm 4'9"3/4", so basically almost 4'10". I'm taller than Snooki. I'm just putting it out there. Okay.
Doesn't that height technically make you a dwarf?
Yeah, it does. I am a dwarf. Remember? Remember?
Yes, I remember you're grumpy.
So, when we were, this was when we met actually, because we met in science class, but we were actually in drama and science.
Yeah.
Together at the same semester. So, but we were in a drama class together, and my friend had a friend who was a playwright, and he had this really cool monologue that he wrote coming from the perspective of Grumpy from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I thought it was really cool, and I asked him if I could do it, and I did, and it was awesome, except for the fact that literally the rest of the semester, everybody would literally come up to me and be like, hey, the name's Grumpy. All the fucking time. And then there was this girl named, why am I giving people's name? Who cares? Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter what her name was. But she would literally come over to me because at the beginning of class.
Sorry, I already know where you're going with this.
They asked, our teacher, she was like, hey, tell us, what you like to be called or whatever. So, I just put my nicknames, I don't know, I was 13, 14. I was like, whatever. Some people call me this. Didn't know that everybody would call me this the rest of the year. I put Jazzy Boo, Jazz, and Jazzy. And so this girl in our class would literally come up to me every day and scream loudly as though she was having an orgasm. It was really sexual. And she'd be like, Jazzy Boo. Hey, Jazzy. All the fucking time. And at first it was funny, but then the 300th time I was like, okay, get some new fucking material, bitch. Damn. Wherever you are, hi. You know who you are.
I was there for all of that, and it was as amazing as she's describing it. And I actually went to school with that girl in 4th and 5th grade. So
yeah, was she as annoying then, or?
No, she was mean, but then she was she was nicer then in middle school.
Okay.
Well, we just learned a lot about each other.
Yeah.
Actually, we already knew those things. So
yeah,
we were teaching
I know.
all of you, Mom,
you're
listening
welcome.
out there about us.
So here at Cripple and Baldy, we are doing this all on our own. I know it's shocking because we're so professional and glamorous. I think that would be the appropriate word to use.
Or the most glamorous.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Lately, I'm not sure if I've just felt at peace. I'm not sure if I've just felt normal and not stressed out for the first time in my adult life, or if it's just been a general sense of melancholy. But I felt more okay of giving part of myself, because I understand that my experience is not the same as other people's, but there's no point in denying my experience. versus before, like I'd be so hesitant to like let any information or any part of my like authentic self out, because I wasn't sure if it was like I was ashamed so much as like scared to show that part of myself. And I think it just gave people a weird vibe.
So you're more okay with like just like fully like being who you are?
Yeah, and like kind of understanding like when there's a time to let some of that out and there's a time to like listen.
Yeah.
And versus like before, I would like not even like do anything like that. I would just be so like hesitant to like let anything about my crazy life, like anyone know anything like that. And I think it just kind of like weirded people out, because it was like I was super serious and quiet, and then I would say something random and weird, but then I would just like not say anything. You know what I mean? Like if you're just gonna like wave your freak flag, like you just gotta kind of do it like when you can.
Yeah. It's isolating too.
Yeah.
When you feel like you really can't like be yourself, or you think you're not going to be accepted, or you'll be excluded, like
Yeah.
if you show your true self, that's painful, you know?
Yeah, and like part of it is that I worked in like these super like corporate jobs where like, you know, I was surrounded by people whose experience was nothing like mine. Like we came from different classes. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like It was kind of weird, because like I had never been in that situation, and once I had been in that environment for so long, when I'd go someplace like the DMV, I would be like, oh my God, like so uncomfortable. But then I would like feel like messed up, because I'm just like, why do I feel this way at the DMV? Like this is a normal place. Like, you know what I mean? Like these are my people. Like I'm not better than them. Like, why do I feel this way? But like, it's like, so it was just like this whole weird thing. But I guess my point was like, I think that part of like our acceptance of ourselves is because like we're like 30 now.
What? We are?
No, but you know what I mean? Like I think some of it comes with age. I could be wrong.
I think yeah, to an extent. I think that definitely, because that's the monologue that people say, like while you're in your 20s or like a teenager, people are always like, oh, you'll understand when you're older, like you change when you're older, all this shit. And I think that that's true in some ways, but in other ways, like I don't think that's true, because I've met a lot of, like, you change with age, like things just change. But there's a lot of older people that I've met who like haven't dealt with any of their shit, and like they're still just as narcissistic at 75 as they were at 20, you know? I've personally met people who I couldn't even believe, because yeah, you expect that age is gonna take care of some of that, but it only does if you're willing to work on yourself, I think, really.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Because there's also people who are like, you know, in their 20s that are like super like self-aware and like, you know,
Yeah.
a really good headspace and stuff. And I think that's just,
I don't know. Like, not to talk shit, but like everyone that I've met like that in their 20s, like they're still a little baby. I'm just like, okay.
yeah. Well, in
Like more
experience.
like, yeah. So like they're at a good place to like grow from versus like other people their age. But like they still
Yeah.
have like some of that like naive like babiness about them.
Yeah, I feel like with my friends, because I currently, where I'm living, I have two friends who are a lot younger than me, 20, they're both 22. And I've been a very like surprised by how they're not really annoying on social media and stuff like I was expecting them. They don't have to like pull out their phone every time that we hang out. They don't ever do that, like, actually. And they're kind of like in the moment, and they want to like be in the moment. And that surprised me, because I know that when that all this technology, all this like social media shit came out, we were the ones that like started using it, you know, like our generation was like the ones that was doing all that shit. And I know that we got distracted and caught up in all the bullshit to where now
because it was new.
Okay, yeah. So we didn't know how to like deal with it.
They grew up with it.
Right. But I have met a lot of people who are in their early 20s who are really annoying and do the social media shit constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been really like pleasantly surprised by my friends who are really more present. And my point is, but there are things about them that are like just not being alive as long, that you just, like you said, like an experience.
But also I think some of it is like attributed to like class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you haven't been put in a position in your life like to deal with yourself or the choices that you make, then will you ever learn? I don't know. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that was sexy.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about my acceptance of my alopecia-ness, of being an alopecia.
Yeah, you're fucking alopecian. You alopecia the shit out of that shit.
Well, so my hair started falling out when I was about 12. My
Really?
parents had, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, now you know.
Yep.
So my parents had a really messy divorce. And then, long story short, I became the victim of child abuse. And I was under this like really stressful environment. And my hair started falling out. And no one knew why. So I've been dealing with it for a really long time. And I will also say, like, I got really skinny. Almost as if I was anorexic. But I wasn't anorexic. It's more complicated than that. And so they thought maybe that had something to do with it. But regardless,
Like
I was just balding.
lack of nutrients or something like that, like that it could cause.
Yeah, because, okay, so I wasn't like, I wasn't doing it to myself,
Right.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's when you started eating my lunch. Like you would eat all the things that I didn't want when I would bring a lunch to school every day.
Yeah.
I know, I remember.
But anyways, so I started balding when I was that age. No one knew what was going on. I went and I saw a bunch of doctors. Some of them put me on different things. So during this time, I was on antidepressants and I was on birth control. And I think possibly those things just made it worse. I really don't know because I'm not a doctor. And then as I got older, I pursued like looking for answers on my own. And basically one day I had a referral from my primary care doctor to talk to a dermatologist. And the dermatologist is like, well, basically we got to take a chunk out of your head and we got to look at it under a microscope. And that'll be able to tell us like if you have alopecia androgenetica or something. I'm really bad at saying that word. But it's effectively like male pattern baldness, but for females.
Okay.
But I mean,
what does
but
that
I mean, like, so, you know, like some guys go bald.
Yeah.
Some girls go bald too.
Yeah.
So they're just saying that basically I'm fucked. But I have like a scar like on my scalp from like where they took that chunk out. And they're like, yeah, so basically you're fucked. But they gave me like the words to understand like what it was that I had. So I could like find answers, right? But I didn't do anything for like a really long time. Until, okay. So my friend Heather and Cripple both told me about these hair fibers that I should use. So this powder that I use, it covers my head and it makes it look like I have more hair than I do, like as far as volume, because it like sticks to my scalp. It's like this it's like fiber, it's like felt. It's like someone took some felt and they like shaved it like powdered fucking cheese, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like powdered Parmesan, but black and like hair.
And it makes your bald. It doesn't look like you're balding anymore when you have it on.
I mean, like I still have like shit hair, but like if I like pull it back, it's like less noticeable.
Yeah, you can't notice. You really can't.
Well, I mean, like I don't know, my hair loss has gotten like way worse. And so, I mean, I need a haircut, and I'm sure that's part of it because, like, the ends are kind of, like, gummy, you know? And there's kind of, like, my hair's wavy. So, like, it'll just get frizzy because it needs to be cut, like, all the dead ends and stuff. So, it may not be that bad, but right now it looks like shit, like, more so than normal.
Yeah.
But, so I was like, no. I'm fucking in my 20s. Like, why should I have to, like, do this shit, right? Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't do anything about it for a really long time. And then I randomly found some, well, it wasn't the same brand, but it was something similar, a similar product at, like, Walgreens or something. And I was like, holy shit. And it made such a difference. I was like, oh, my God. I can't believe I didn't listen to you guys sooner. Like, what is life? But that particular one that I bought had sulfates in it. And I had an allergic reaction to it because I'm allergic to sulfates.
Shit.
Yeah. So I had to stop using it. And I was like, hey, guys, remember that stuff you told me about? Like, what is it? So I can look it up because you're right and I want to use it. So I did. And I've been using it ever since. And I use it every day. And I buy, like, 2, like, containers of it a month, and they're like $50 a pop.
Jesus.
So it's like really expensive, and it's kind of gross because I have really dark hair, and it's like I'm seasoning my head. Like it gets fucking everywhere. It's annoying.
Yeah, I'd like to eat that.
So I was at work the other day, and I got some on my hand, and I did not know that. And so like I cupped my hand under my chin, and I like didn't notice, but I had gotten like all of those hair fibers that are like black dust on my pale white fucking face. And I was in this like big meeting and no one said anything to me, and then I did some other things, and then I went to the bathroom and I was horrified. I was like, what the fuck? Like, is this not okay, first of all, I know this is noticeable. Okay. Second of all, am I so grotesque that everyone's like, oh, that's just how she looks? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever. The other thing about that, like, is why would someone not tell you when you have shit on your face? Like, no matter what it is, like, you need to tell people when they have stuff on their face. You don't know how many times I've lied. Well, you don't know how many times I've fucking yelled at various friends for not telling me I had shit on my face. If you have a fucking big black mark on your chin and you're like, it's obviously not a fucking beard, like, why wouldn't someone say something? That's so shitty.
I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I'll do me.
Yeah, you do you. I'll do you too. All right?
Or not.
Okay. So could you please talk about like a little bit about how the differences in like how you were treated versus like having that powder and not having it before you got it?
Oh my God. Like fucking night and day. It's ridiculous. I mean, like, it does like look so different. Like, people are always astonished when I show them like a before and after picture. But for as long as I can remember, people have just been like really like nice to me. Like, okay, I know problems, right? But like in a weird way, because they thought I was dying. They're like, oh, are you okay? Yeah? okay. Like, for example, I went to one of those painting with a twist kind of places where, like, you drink and you paint or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got really fucking drunk. And because I'm classy. And I was, like, flicking my paint because I have a BFA. I was, like, way overqualified to be in that class. And I was like, I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want. And I was, like, painting this tree. And I was like, man, these leaves are going to have movement. It's going to be this beautiful fucking tree. Like, I'm using these really cheap, like, products, but I'm, like, going to make this masterpiece. And I was just, like, flicking the paint, like, just doing all this crazy shit with it. And I get paint all over the girl, like, in front of me because it's, like, two people. They have their canvases kind of, like, against each other. And my boyfriend was like, hey, you need to stop. Like, seriously, you need to stop. You're getting paint all over that woman. And I was like, no. And then I looked at her and she was covered in yellow paint. And I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like,
whatever.
I mean, this was before I was using that stuff. And, like, so I'm pretty sure she thought I was just, like, a cancer patient and painting and getting drunk as, like, a last hurrah or some shit. Like, I'm fighting cancer. So anyways, fast forward to a couple months later, I was hospitalized. I had a heart infection. And the ER doctor comes in. He's like, man, you look familiar. And, like, I was like, I've lived in this town for a couple years, but you don't really look familiar. I don't know. But kind of, maybe? I don't know. Because I'm like, I've lived so many different places. Like, everyone has got, like, a doppelganger. And I'll be like, hey, don't I know you? And people will be like, nah. So anyways, so he leaves and then he comes back and he's like, wait, I know you. Took a painting class a couple months ago. And I just, like, looked at him because I knew exactly where he was. Because I remember I was judging him in my mind for being in that class. And I was like, so that woman that was sitting next to you? And he goes, yeah, my wife. I was like, she's really nice. And my mom was in the fucking ER room with me. And she fucking lost it. And I was like, And of course my mom, having no shame, looks at him and goes, was your wife so nice to her because she thought that she had cancer? And he got really uncomfortable. I shit you not. This is something I deal with, like, all the fucking time. I don't know why. There's, like, dudes everywhere that are, like, going bald. But for some reason, because I'm going bald, people think I'm dying.
Yeah, but that also, like, showcases how people are towards those who have, like, illnesses of any kind, too. Because, like, why would you just, like, be like, it's okay, do whatever you want, you're sick? Like, why would you do that? If somebody's splashing fucking paint all over your goddamn fucking $500 dress, you're just gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything. Just let her do it. She needs it. She's dying. It's her last wish.
I mean, like, you should not be nice to people that you think are dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, why would
Unless you like, really know them. Like, be nice to them if you know them.
Yeah, like...
But, like, what if they're, like, a dick?
I know. And it's also, like, people don't want to be treated differently. Nobody wants that. Like, I don't understand why people think that, like, the moment you get sick or something, like, that you would be like, yeah, please be condescending to me and don't hang out with me and, like, whatever.
So, I found, like, this, I don't know, there's, like, a lot of women that are dealing with it through different, like, hashtags and, like, different people that I follow on Instagram. Like, Hair Loss Boss, and she's from Australia. She's pretty cool. There's another one. Her name is, like, Jenny something. I can't remember what her name is. But there are several people that, like, are dealing with this kind of stuff, and they use, like, different products. And it's been really, like, inspiring to me because I want to be cute. I am pretty young. Why the fuck not? But I don't know. It's, like, this whole thing that I have to, like, deal with.
Also, there's, like, a stigma around it,
yeah,
right?
there is
about
a stigma.
Women balding. So
Well, like, not only that, but, like, it's in, like, I guess it's, like, a cultural thing, you know, because, like, you know, with, at least with a lot of white women that I've met, like, it's almost, like, shameful to have to wear, like, fake hair. But, like, other people do it, like, all the fucking time.
Yeah, I know. That's so true. That's a really good point. Like, they just do it for fashion.
And, like,
so many people do.
Yeah. And so, like, I don't know. I think I'm finally getting to a point where, like, I'll be okay with it. So, like, I finally got my toupee.
Yeah, Baldy got a toupee.
Yeah, well, a topper. My like I said before,
Got that swappa.
my hairdresser has, like, been telling me, she's like, you need to get a twappa. So I finally got a twappa.
We are not judging people from New Jersey, okay? We welcome everyone here at Cripple and Baldy.
I know, but my hairdresser is from Jersey, and she's great.
Okay.
Quit stroking yourself like that.
I want
it's
you
making
to
me uncomfortable.
Stare at my tits.
I'm glad you feel supported by your new bra.
I'm wearing a sports bra right now. My cute bras are literally right here, like on my door, because I just washed them.
Congrats.
Thank you.
But anyways, so I don't know. I've worn wigs and they're uncomfortable. I kind of like the topper. I need to wash it and, like, pluck it, and then, like, after I get my hair cut, I'm gonna, like, dye some of my grays so it'll blend better. And I think I'll really like it then. But, like, right now, it's really comfortable to wear. And it makes such a big difference, but it's not, like, the only thing that makes it, like, look not like my hair is that it's, like, too shiny.
Baldy, she looks great with this. She sent me a bunch of photos today, and I thought my immediate reaction was, well, she looks like a lot younger. But also, it looks really good. But I was, like, wondering when I said to you, when I was like, oh, wow, you look, like, really beautiful. I also was thinking, like, how me saying that is, I feel like that's a little, like, my own, like, brainwashing in society of, like, you know, thinking that women should have, like, really voluminous hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's...
Yeah, I mean, like, in fucking, like, TV and, like, in movies and just even, like, in magazines or, like, the red carpet and shit, they're all wearing fucking hair pieces.
Yeah, I know, they are, dude. Yeah. But the thing is, too, is that, like, I feel like we have, like, this kind of mentality, too, where, like, bald men are so common. Like, they're, like, guys who start balding, they shave their head mostly if they're smart. But, like, but that's so common, and we're just so used to seeing that. But it's like, as a woman wearing, like, if you were to shave your head, I feel like it's more seen as, like, oh, you're an edgy woman, or, like, you're, you know, so you have to be, like, some sort of certain way to, like, get away with having a bald head. And I think that's just more oppression bullshit, because I think a lot of people completely do that and get away with it and look
you know
good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when I was, like, what, 18 or whatever, 17, 18, I shaved my head.
Yeah.
And I mean, I rocked it. I was
good.
also, like, 40 pounds, like, slimmer, at least, if not 50. So I don't know if I would be able to rock it.
See,
that's my opinion.
That's the thing, though. That's the oppression right there. Because you think of the idea that you think of when I think of a woman with a bald head, my immediate, like the image that comes into my head is just some, like, gorgeous woman who's, like, super, like, has this banging body and, like, or banging, you know what I mean? Like, stereotypically.
Like, banging.
Like, you know.
Banging, banging, banging.
But, so, and that's bullshit. Like, why? Because when you think of a bald guy, there's a lot of different images that come into your mind, right? There's so many variations.
No. All I'm saying is that for me, knowing what I looked like with a bald head at 18, doing that in my 30s, like, would not look the same, because I currently have a different body. I mean, like, it's the same body, but I'm just, like, 50 pounds, like, more than I was. But so I would not be up to my own standards.
Well, actually, technically, it's not the same body, because we are completely renewed every 7 years. So, our cells.
Fun facts with Cripple.
No, but my point was that, like, the reason why you're saying that, like, is stemming from this kind of like this idea that we've kind of been like taught, you know, like conditioned to believe.
I get that.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I mean. But I think you would look great with a bald head now. You have a beautiful face.
Yeah,
and, like,
I don't know. I don't think I could do it because, like, I feel like wigs are, like, so much work. But, I mean, like, they're not. But, like, they kind of are.
They're hot, though. Like, that's the thing that I think of. Like, that's itchy.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know.
But maybe because, like, I've worn wigs a handful of times, like, with shows I've been in. But they're really itchy. And they're kind of crappy wigs. They weren't, like, good quality wigs. But I'm thinking maybe when you have a bald head, maybe it's not as itchy, or if it's a better quality wig, like I'm sure they have some sort of silk thing maybe that you can get like under the wig if you are totally
when
bald.
I had my head shaved, I actually did wear wigs because for like that point in my life, I thought like I was some kind of hardcore like punk rocker, so I had like various like punk rock haircuts. So I would wear a wig to work, which like is crazy to think about now because I'm all like bent out of shape, like at the idea of like, oh, I can't just like show up at work one day with like longer hair than I started with. Like, that's not how that works. Like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
You know? I care.
Are you gonna wear your topper? It looks good.
I'm dying. Or am I? Hold on, I need a drink. Bubbly, sparkling water. It's Pepsi LaCrunk, and by LaCrunk I mean La Croix.
LaCrunk.
What was I saying?
You were talking about your topper and if you're gonna wear it to work.
Oh yeah, I think like once I like cut my bio hair, dye my bio hair, wash the topper, pluck the topper, maybe change the part, then I will totally wear it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like. Not as it is now. Because it almost, like, it's human hair.
Yeah.
But it almost looks synthetic because it's been treated. Or whatever. It's, like, shiny.
Yeah, I was going to say that, too. It does. It looks very, like, shiny, like you said. It's very shiny.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, the texture I bought, like, is, like, if I had a lot of my bio hair, this is the texture it would be.
Okay. So, we have a new segment on our show called Meme of the Week. Wait, what was it called? Yeah. What's that meme?
What's that meme? Boop.
So basically the premise of this is I'm going to send Baldy a meme and you are going to hear her reaction to it. And mind you, this is a pretty good meme. And then after hearing that reaction, you can guess what meme it is. What are the clues? You're not given any. Okay? Just like search the interwebs. I don't know what to tell you. Figure it out. All right. And I sent it. All right. So that was it. Thanks. Next topic. Good luck. So as ethnic women, we have widow's peaks.
I mean, okay, so we need to probably address that because we meant to, but we haven't. We can't just keep saying we're ethnic and then show pictures of our faces on Instagram and they're fucking white.
Whatever.
Okay. So, we come from, there's no good way to say that.
Ethnic backgrounds.
It just sounds like such trash when you say it out
Because
loud.
we are ethnic.
No, stop saying it like
I'm
that.
ethnic. Yeah. Nice.
So, Cripple is Mexican and white. And
It's true. I
my
am.
dad is Filipino and Mexican, but I just like to call him my brown dad. So anyways.
Both of our mothers are of the white persuasion.
So we grew up in America, which is a melting pot.
But you were born... Weren't you born? Wait, no. You were born here?
Yeah, I was born in Florida.
Oh, shit. Fucking Hicksville. Good thing that your mom
What?
went for a dark guy, because, like, otherwise she would have, like, fucked her brother. Am I right?
My mom's not from Florida. She's from Michigan.
All right, you know what? She would have found him. Did her brother come with her? She probably fucked him.
No.
All right, next.
No.
So
I don't think that was in the cards. Anyways, back to Widow's Peak.
Wait, your uncle. Wait, you have to address this because this is very important. Your uncle had a cat. What was that cat's name?
Cat.
Best thing ever. You're welcome. Honestly, it's so clever because it's
He
like
lived to be like really long. I mean, he lived really long. He was very old when he died. He didn't die until he was like in his 20s.
damn.
Yeah. Let's look it up.
As ethnic
So-
women. No.
Okay, so we were talking about Widow's Peaks, and so since Cripple and I share a Hispanic background, I had read once that it was like, okay, I didn't read that it was an ethnic thing. What I read was that Rita Hayworth tried really hard to be less ethnic, and one of the things that she did was to change her hairline. And I was like, she's also Mexican. Is it like an ethnic thing to have a widow's peak? So
Okay, so I'm looking this up, and there's like a lot of words, and I'm gonna have to read a lot. So we'll never know. Let us know if you have the answer.
okay, let me do it. Widow's peak,
Dude, it's like
common in. A widow's peak is a distinct point in the hairline in the center of the forehead. There are varying degrees of the peak. Although it is commonly taught as an example of a dominant inherited trait, there are no scientific studies to support this. What percentage of the population has a widow's peak? 35% of the world population has a widow's peak.
Oh my god, we're special, dude.
Yeah, it's a recessive trait, I think. I don't know. So apparently there are several papers on people with rare genetic disorders who are more likely to have a widow's peak.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how, like...
I have a rare genetic disorder, and my dad also
Yeah.
had a widow's peak. And he had it too.
And I'm going bald.
Oh my
So,
god!
It's a genetic thing.
That's so weird.
Genetics! Ah! I don't know, like, how reliable these sources are,
Yeah.
but that's just what I read.
We're not
So.
fucking scholars, dude. Okay, we don't get paid to look this shit up. All right? If you have a problem, fucking look it up. Message us. All right? If you want to
Hey, look, if you want to volunteer to look it up for the Look It Up segment and find, like, reliable sources, be our guest.
We want you. We want you
Be
so
our guest.
bad.
Be our guest. Something, something. Be our guest. I don't know how that song goes.
It goes da 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 da, and then that's all I know. We'll put
Okay.
your service to the test. Counting sheep. I don't think that's the words.
We'll use your service to service us. Or
Yeah.
there's nothing about this that is good.
We're gonna get sued. We're gonna get sued. Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
This is our next segment.
Next segment.
Which we call Marry, Fuck, Kill. But Baldy put it in the order of...
Marry, kill, fuck.
So there's like a PG version, like some like nerds, they call it like marry, bed, snuggle, or I don't know what the fuck it is, but but we're not little bitches, so we like to use...
It's kill, marry, fuck.
Oh, it's bang, marry, kill. Oh wow, bang. I don't like words that start with a B, okay?
Yeah, you do. Boobs.
All right, good point. Okay.
And burritos.
Oh, fuck yeah, my two...
Beans.
Oh my god.
Bed.
I contradicted the shit out of myself.
Yeah, you're bad, and you should feel bad.
Boner. Oh.
Bosom. Oh, yeah, boner. That's a good one.
Ooh. Okay.
Blumpkin?
What the fuck is that? What's a blumpkin?
I don't know. Don't look up Blumpkin. Please
What
don't look it up.
Wait, what? What's a blumpkin? I want to be involved in this.
I think it's where you get a blowjob while you're taking a shit.
That would be stinky.
Yeah. I would, like, how do you, like, give head to someone while they're taking a shit? Like, you would throw up.
I know,
I
right?
mean, I would throw up on their dick and just be like,
I know. Ew.
Especially, like, you don't know what they eat. Like, you know, maybe they eat, like, really, like, flavorful food that's, like, really fragrant. Ugh, I'm gonna make myself sick just thinking about it.
Marry, fuck, kill. 90s edition. Wait, no. Yeah, this would all work. Oh my god, no, but the Channing Tatum is not 90s, so
He might be.
I mean, he was alive in the 90s because he's like in his 30s, but we didn't know who he was. Whatever. So, basically, if you don't know this game, then I don't fucking know what to say, dude. Like, figure it out. But we'll explain it. So, okay. It's because Baldy has a toupee now, so, like, she's nicer. Because people with hair are
like,
better. Am I right?
Yeah, and, like, not only do I look nicer, but I feel nicer.
Yeah, she does.
I'm like a saint.
She's, like, soft with, like, nice bouncy tits. I mean, I'm assuming because I haven't, like, felt them, but soon, right?
No, this is all padding. It's padded bra.
Okay. My sister actually came into my room today, and she was all like, your bra looks good, like your new bra. And I was like, I'm wearing a sports bra. And she's like, oh, well, it looks good. Like, your boobs look good. And I was like, thank you. This is them. So for those of you who can't see, I'm grabbing my tits and shaking them up and down. Okay.
Only I get the pleasure
Giving you a little thrill.
of seeing this.
Okay. On your morning ride commute.
Okay,
to work.
back to Marry, Kill, Fuck.
All right.
Okay.
So, marry, fuck, kill. All right? You have to put a name to each of those. So, the first person we got is Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment from Sixth Sense in Silicon Valley.
Yep. He was the little kid that saw dead people, and now he is the chubby 31-year-old that sees tacos. Okay. And your second person is Channing Tatum.
From Magic Mike and 21 Jump Street and Step It Up or something.
He's like a guy that people think is attractive for some reason. But 21 Jump Street is fucking hilarious. So, and then we have Natasha Lyonne.
From Orange is the New Black, Russian Doll, and Slums of Beverly Hills.
She is like, what is her character on Orange is the New Black?
She's in jail. She's in prison.
She's the one in jail. So, all right, good.
I think her name is Natasha, like in the show too.
Is it?
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while.
She's the one who
It's,
fucks
like, so-
Boo, or like she hates Boo. Wait, no, they do. Wait, no, she doesn't fuck Boo.
Morello.
I don't know. I don't fucking.
Yeah,
know.
she does. She's always hooking up with Morello.
Okay, yeah, she's hilarious. Weird. I love her. Like, I don't know. She's, yeah. Anyways, okay, go. Who do you choose?
Me? Okay, I'll go first. So, you're gonna hate me for this. So I would marry Haley Joel Osment. I would kill Channing Tatum, and I would fuck Natasha Lyonne.
Why would I hate you for that? Channing Tatum is gross.
Well, I said I was gonna marry Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm sure he's still getting royalties from all the shit that he's been in. He's got like a dad bod, and he was a cute kid, so you know you'll have cute kids with him.
Yeah, but then they'll grow up to be like weird-looking adults.
No, because they'd have half my genes.
That's a good point. His sister is okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't look weird. God, now we're weird people shaming. Ugh, I'm a weird person, okay? I have like a huge ethnic nose. Okay, thank you.
Grumpy. What about you?
I would probably, I would marry Channing Tatum because he's really funny. Like, I don't find him attractive, but I think he's really funny. So he'd be like a good time. I would.
Sure.
What?
I know you want to jump on those pecs.
Yeah, I fucking do. Not really, though. But so I would marry him, and then I would kill Haley Joel Osment because.
That's my husband, y'all.
Yeah, well, he's fucking dead now. And then obviously I would fuck Natasha Lyonne because like she's just like awesome, and I've always loved her since
And like you can tell like she's fucking like fire, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I
She'll
think
show you a good time.
Yeah, I think she would be like a really good lay.
Yeah.
And she's cute.
I
Like,
mean,
I'm into it.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's time for questions with Cripple and Baldy.
Yep. That's their theme song. Yeah.
Okay, first question. If someone was curious about your condition, what's the best way to approach it? Or would you rather people mind their own business?
Okay. So this is for both of us.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm asking it.
Okay.
So you answer it first.
All right. So, I think that it depends on like who's asking me this question. If there's like a stranger and I'm like going down the street and they come up to me and they're like, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" Which, first of all, asking someone what's wrong with them is like ridiculously fucking rude. What the fuck is wrong with you? So, if somebody is like coming up to me that's a complete stranger that I don't know and they think that like I owe them a reason for my existence, that's ridiculous and completely inappropriate. And that's like as if I were to come up to a fucking perfect stranger on the street and be like, "Hey, so would you tell me your medical history?" Who the fuck would do that? Why the hell would you do that? It's like people think that like because you look different or you appear a certain way that you owe them an explanation for your existence, and it's like really disgusting. So my answer to that question is, if it's a like complete stranger asking me that, don't fucking ask that. That's insanely rude. Like, what do you think? Like, what makes you think that that's appropriate? But if it's somebody that like I'm an acquaintance with, perhaps I have encountered them numerous times. Like we have a rapport and they were like, "Oh, hey, Jasmine, I was just wondering like, what do you like, why are you in a wheelchair?" I would tell them. Yeah, I would. But I definitely, yeah, if you ask, don't say what's wrong with you. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. So I have been in similar situations where like people, they don't ask like what's wrong with me. They just start telling me like all these things I could do to help my hair.
Yeah, that's also inappropriate.
Yeah. Like one time I was like, this dude threw up in my car and I went to go get it detailed and he was going to pay for it because he threw up in my car. And like the fucking owner of the business came up to me and was like, my sister or whatever is in the medical business or the medical industry. And this is what you need to do about your hair. And I was like, I just want you to detail my car.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
The other thing is they're approaching you as though like how you look is not okay.
Yeah.
And that you need to fix it. So like you fit in or whatever. And that's like, that's ridiculous.
One time when I was a waitress, like this dude like came up to me and he was just smiling all big. And he was just like, "Oh my God, this cat will not shut up." Sorry. Anyways, he had a big ass smile. I just made him meow louder because I yelled at him.
Yeah, your cat's fucking meowing real loud.
I know. Lenny, come here.
Here at Cripple and Baldy, we love cats, except for when they meow.
Anyways, what I was going to say is this dude came up to me one time and he was all smiling all big and he got really close and he put his arm around me and he was like, and this was while I was waitressing. He goes, "My sister just went through chemo. How long have you been going through chemo for?" And I just looked at him and I was like, "Never." And he just kind of looked like stunned that was my answer because he was like so sure. And he was an older gentleman. And like, I was like having like a good day. Like I was all like feeling myself. I was making good money. Like my shift was almost over. It was a nice day outside. And he just completely like changed my mood. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, but I think part of it also was like, I was just like, in such denial of like how significant my hair loss was. And it was like when he brought it like up, like I had to deal with it instead of ignore it.
The other thing is, though, I don't know, like, if you had cancer or were going through chemo, that's completely inappropriate that he did that.
Yeah, and, like, the thing about it, too, is, like, if I was going through chemo, like, why would you come up to me and put your arm around me? And also, why would I be in a fucking restaurant waitressing?
Yeah.
Because I would be sick. And I would be, like, around a bunch of people with a compromised immune system. And that's how you end up hospitalized. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
come on. If your sister had been going through chemo, then you should know all of this. Like, how dare you, sir? Like, you only got half of your information. Next question.
Oh, here's a good one.
Okay.
Tell us your your most embarrassing fart story. Okay, I have one.
Good, because I can't think of any. Oh, I found one. Okay, I guess it's more of a poop story. But anyways, okay, so this is when I was working downtown. I I was in a corporate office and I had to take shit. And I knew that someone else was in there, and so I tried to do it quietly. But my asshole had other thoughts. And it was just like like the most obnoxious sounds. And it was like I tried to like squeeze my cheeks together so it just made like these tiny noises, but even doing that it was still like loud and obnoxious. And like clearly like you can't come back from that. So like the other person that was in the bathroom with me, they're like, I'm just gonna let it plip plop because like nothing can be worse than that. Like at least we're pooping together. And so like I got out and I was like washing my hands and it was like my desk mate. And so we just kind of like looked at each other and like pretended like that didn't happen. And what's better is when we got to like our area where we were sitting, like where our desks were, my other teammate, my other coworker, he was like, "Where'd you guys go?" And I was like, "Nowhere." He's like, "No, like seriously, where'd you guys go?" And I was like, "To the bathroom." He's like, "Are you messing with me?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, I thought you guys like went to go get coffee at a coffee shop or something." And I was like, "No, I literally went to the bathroom. I had no idea the other person had to go to the bathroom."
Why? Because it took
And
so
he was
long?
like, "Oh."
He was like, you went
I guess.
like,
I fucking guess.
2 mile walk or something.
He's like, "Hey, where did these guys go?" Like,
That's so funny.
that dude was just a goober anyways.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but I fucking lost it. Like when we had that conversation and like the other person, like my desk mate, she was just like trying not to laugh, but she was totally laughing.
Are you guys like BFFs now?
No,
Oh.
I don't work there anymore. And I see her every now and again just because we work in the same industry, but like, you know, whatever. I don't like BFFs.
I bet like every time she sees you, she like thinks of that moment. You guys both have like a lifelong bond.
Maybe.
You pooped together, Keisha. That means a lot.
We did.
Okay.
Maybe. Go on.
Oh, okay. So mine is okay. I don't know. I guess it was embarrassing, but like it was my own fault. I was like in like I was gonna say 8th grade. I wasn't. I was like 8. I was in. How old are you when you're 8? Like 3rd grade or something? I don't know.
3rd grade or 4th
second
grade?
grade or something like that. Maybe like 2nd or 1st. I don't fucking remember. I was a little kid. So, and I used to be adamantly honest. Like, I did not like. I believed like when you didn't delve the truth, like when you didn't tell people information, it was like lying. Like that's really what I believed, that I had to say everything all the time. So. I was a cute little like 8-year-old, and my classmates, we were all in an auditorium for something, and so we all sat on the floor. I got out of my wheelchair to sit on the floor, and around this time, kids definitely, they already are ostracizing you, like as someone who's different. You definitely already are started to be kind of like, oh no, or like, you know, their parents are giving them information about, you know, don't talk to them or like be nice to them because they don't have anything to offer. So anyways, I was sitting on the ground next to my classmates in like a circle. And then I farted, but it was a silent fart because I'm an expert at those. I still am. I am so good at silent farts. But there's been a few times where I was like, I'm going to silent this fart. And then like I laughed and then it just went. I've done that a few times where it was like, there was no denying that I straight up farted and everybody looked at me and then they're like, we don't know what to do. But, so anyways, I was sitting on the floor in the auditorium at McKinley Elementary School in San Diego, California. And I, did a silent fart. And then this girl who was like sitting next to me, she like put her finger on her nose and then waved her hand. And she was like, ew, do you smell that? And then everybody was like looking around, sniffing. And they were like, yeah, gross. And it was like probably like 10 little like first graders or whatever being like, oh my God, somebody farted. Who did that? And then I was sitting there like getting redder and redder because I was like, oh my God, I farted. I am a beast. Oh my God. So just like, nobody farts except for me. Why did I do this? And so then when she was looking around trying to figure out who it was, I literally looked at her in the eyes in the middle of her being like, who was that? I made eye contact with her. And then I pointed at myself silently. I pointed.
I bet that was adorable.
I pointed at myself. And then her response was like, she gave me this look of like, oh, it's okay then. And then she was kind of like, you guys, it's don't talk about it anymore. It's fine. It was the cripple girl. She doesn't understand. It really did seem like I was, but I just liked being honest.
Oh my gosh. I read this thing that a teacher shared on, I think it was Twitter. She works with special needs kids and specifically those that are hearing impaired. And she had to like sign to this kid that he when he farted it made a noise that everyone else could hear, and he was just like completely shocked. He was just like, they shouldn't be listening, you know, like I just thought that was funny.
It is hilarious. Didn't he say like, don't, he said like, can you see them too? I mean, you can if they're poop. You can see farts when they're poop because then they're brown.
I mean, like when it's cold outside you can like see the little,
wait, know. What?
Yeah, when it's cold outside and you're walking, like you can see like a little thing.
Oh my God.
Like hot air.
That's amazing. What? Wait, what? Have you seen other people fart in the cold?
I think so.
That is epic, dude.
Yeah, also when you're in the water, when you fart, there's bubbles.
Oh, that's true.
So those are the two times when you can see farts.
Oh, fun story. So when I was like, I don't know, probably like 2 or something like that, me and my siblings, I have 2 older siblings, and we would take baths together. And so I had the mentality of like, oh, well, you pee in the bathtub, right? So then you must be able to poop in the bathtub. And I remember sitting in the bathtub consciously being like, oh, I'm going to take a poop right now. And then I did. And then I remember my siblings. Like first my sister like saw like a brown thing floating. And I was obviously like, yeah, that's my poop. Like I knew that was happening, but they didn't. And then my sister screamed and said, Jasmine pooped in the bathtub. And then she ran out. And then my brother ran out. And then I felt really like embarrassed. I learned my lesson. I don't poop in I don't poop in the bathtub anymore.
When I was a little kid, I pooped in the shower. I pooped in the shower with my mom when I was a little kid. So I understand. I had the same thought.
We are fucking soulmates.
We're not soulmates. I feel like that's like a rite of passage for kids. Like when they like are like self-actualized and like conscious and aware enough of their surroundings. They're like, oh, I can pee in the shower in the drain. Maybe I can poop too.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's potty. Like it makes sense. I still have to remind myself all the time. The temptation is always there. When I take a bath, I'm like, I could really use a shit now because it relaxes your bowels.
Dude, okay, so one time I went canoeing, and this girl I was hanging out with, she was like, I gotta take a dump. And we were like on a 6-mile canoe ride. Like they're like out on the river. There's no toilets. So she just like jumped out of the fucking canoe and like pooped in the river. And then she's like, there's little fish nibbling at my bum. And got back in the canoe. So.
Because of the poop?
Well, I mean, I'm used to the ocean. Like, rivers are just kind of weird to me.
I love rivers. I think they're cool. I don't like the ocean because there's waves.
Yeah, that makes
freaks
sense.
Me out. Also, like, what about the Bermuda Triangle?
Oh my God, you're going to stress me out.
You know, that's like somewhere in the ocean. Will you take the ocean to get there? I don't know how that works. If you know the secret to the Bermuda Triangle, let us know in the comments below.
No one's going to know.
You don't know that, Baldy.
That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
Intro music is from Lizzo. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or on our website, crippleandbaldy.com.
Thank you.
That's exactly how I feel. I woke up